An ATSU clearance constitutes the authority for an aircraft to proceed in accordance with its flight plan only insofar as known air traffic is concerned. Clearances are based upon known traffic conditions which may affect the safety of aircraft operations. This will include not only aircraft in the air, but those manoeuvring on the ground, as well as vehicles and any local temporary obstructions. If a pilot in command deems a clearance not suitable, he may ask for, and if practicable receive, an amended clearance. But remember that an ATSU clearance relates to traffic and aerodromes only and does not in any way absolve a pilot in command from any responsibility to comply with all the rules and regulations concerning aircraft operation. Air traffic control will issue such clearances as are necessary to meet the objective of collision prevention and the expedition and maintenance of an orderly flow of air traffic. In control areas, the most direct routings shall be given to all transiting flights. Aircraft intending to undertake supersonic flight shall, wherever practicable, be cleared for the transonic acceleration prior to departure. When it becomes apparent to an ATSU that the air traffic levels are in excess of that normally catered for in a given period of time, location or area, then the ATSU is to notify other ATSUs concerned. Pilots in command en route to such a situation and their operators will also be informed that restrictions are likely to be applied. For flights in the vicinity of aerodromes, the vertical position of aircraft shall be expressed in terms of altitude at or below transition altitude. So remember, when ascending through the transition layer, vertical position is expressed in terms of flight level, and when descending, it is expressed in terms of altitude. After approach clearance has been issued and the descent to land commenced, the vertical position of the aircraft above the transition level may be expressed by reference to QNH-based altitude, provided that level flight is not anticipated. Primarily applicable to turbine-engined aeroplanes, for which it is well suited, a continuous descent uninterrupted from a high level is desirable. When an aircraft, which has been given a clearance as number 1 to land, is completing its approach using QFE, the vertical position of the aircraft shall be expressed in terms of height above aerodrome elevation. However, vertical position shall be expressed in terms of height above the runway threshold elevation, for instrument runways if the threshold is 7 feet or more below aerodrome elevation, and for precision approach runways. Except where, on the basis of regional air navigation agreements, a transition altitude has been established for a specific area, for flights en route the vertical position shall be expressed in terms of flight levels at or above the lowest usable flight level, altitudes below the lowest usable flight level. Aerodrome and approach controls shall establish the transition level to be used in the vicinity of the aerodrome concerned. This is particularly important if aerodromes are closely located. It is the responsibility of air traffic units to at all times have available for transmission to aircraft in flight, on request, the information required to be able to determine the lowest flight level, which will provide adequate terrain clearance on routes and segments of routes for which such information is required. Sufficient area QNH or forecast QNH shall be available to all aircraft on request that covers the flight information regions that they are responsible for. The transition level shall be included in approach clearances when prescribed or as requested by the pilot. The QNH setting shall be included in every approach clearance or clearance to enter the traffic circuit. It shall also be passed to aircraft about to taxi unless they are known to already have it. It shall additionally be provided on request. Remember that where reference is made to aerodrome elevation, QFE shall also be provided.
Atpl 345, cleared straight in ILS approach, runway 24, descent to 3,000 feet, QNH 1011, report established on the localizer.
Altimeter settings provided to aircraft shall be rounded down to the nearest millibar. For aircraft in the heavy wake turbulence category, the word heavy shall be included immediately after the aircraft call sign in the initial radio contact between the aircraft and air traffic unit prior to arrival or departure. The MLS capability designator shall also be included in the initial radio communications prior to departure and arrival.